back with you at the Mississippi Municipal League Annual Conference on the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast. We're in the Coast Coliseum. What a gorgeous view we have of the Gulf of America. Off to my right to the south, we're set up here in the foyer of the Coast Coliseum. We're pleased to welcome now the newly elected mayor of the capital city of Jackson, Mississippi, Mayor John Horhn. Good to see you, Mr. Mayor. Thanks for coming
It's
on.
good to be here. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So, have you been to this conference before?
I've been here, it was maybe 12, 13 years ago when I was last here.
In a different capacity, though.
In a different capacity. And, there are a lot of my former Senate colleagues. I see Billy Knowles walking down, the mayor of Cleveland, Mississippi, who's been like an institution for us over the years.
Hasn't he ever, yes. And the outgoing president of the Mississippi Municipal League. So, done a great job. We were just talking, Mayor, Cleveland, Mississippi, kind of defies the rest of the Delta. There's no secret.
It always has.
It's incredible.
It always has.
Yeah.
And, in 1934, Governor, I think Hugh White, came up with the BAWI, the Balanced Agriculture with Industry Program, which created industrial revenue bonds in the United States.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It originated in Mississippi, and the whole idea about doing IRBs, revenue bonds, to fund development projects originated in the state of Mississippi. And Clarksdale has probably used that program better than most other cities in the Delta over the years.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
And so it's an industrial and manufacturing hub in the Delta.
Yeah.
As you say, that defies the rest of the Delta.
Yeah. Well, every time I go to Cleveland, it's such a joy. It's a fascinating city. So much history, rich history. Really does exemplify the history of the state of Mississippi.
And if Cleveland were to take a page from Greenwood on this Main Street program and downtown program, in Greenwood they've really brought their downtown area back.
No doubt.
Cleveland's downtown still needs a little development, but the industrial base that exists in Cleveland is better than any other place in the Delta.
Agree. Let's talk about the city of Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah. You're newly sworn in. You're off to the races, getting down to work. What are you sort of focused on right now, early on?
Budget. We've got to get our budget lined up for the fiscal year 2026, and we've got to have it nailed down by September 15th. So we're doing a lot of budget hearings with our departments, trying to figure out how we're going to fund a lot of the priorities that we've set. Public safety being at the head of the list. Blight elimination is not far behind. We've got to clean up Jackson and put it in a position where it's ready for development. And blight elimination is one of the main things that we've got to tackle. We've already identified about $4 million for blight elimination in our existing budget. But going forward into the new budget year, we've got to find a whole lot more than $4 million to really make a dent in blight elimination. Then we've got to look at what we're going to do to get ourselves ready for development, and that involves creating some opportunity zones. And opportunity zones, the federal opportunity zones, we got 9 of them in Jackson.
Yeah.
And in the big beautiful bill, not only were opportunity zones reauthorized, but they were made permanent in the federal budget. And so we got to figure out how we can leverage the 9 opportunity zones we have in Jackson to be able to spur development. But we can't do the whole city. But there's some corridors like Highway 18, Highway 80, I-55. We've got to put those areas on steroids in terms of development.
Okay. So when you talk about eliminating blight, Mayor, what specifically are you describing? What activities would this entail?
Well, just general cleanup, Gerard.
Okay.
We've got a lot of overgrowth and right of ways that aren't being maintained, but overgrowth in neighborhoods where it looks like the jungle is taking over certain neighborhoods. They're burnout structures, they're dilapidated structures, they're structures that are off the tax rolls. So tax forfeited property is how we're going to either tear them down if they're no longer functional, or how we're going to repurpose them is a big deal. But trash, just the unkemptness of certain parts of Jackson have got to be eliminated if we expect that we're going to have some development to come back into those areas.
Well, I would agree, and I got to tell you, I didn't see much effort or much focus on just, as you say, cleaning up the city over the last several years. It's just been neglected.
Well, it's been a growing problem that has consumed a lot of administrations. It's not just the last couple of terms. Over the last 16, 20 years, we've seen a lot of that happen, and now there are parts of Jackson that look like a bomb's been dropped in those areas, and if we're going to try to spur development, we got to look like we're ready for development. Yeah, there's some areas of town that are not ready for development.
Obviously, as you indicated, you need a lot of money for that. Are there ways, perhaps, Mayor, to tap the private sector to help fund some of this work?
Well, number one, we are going to be trying to put together a corporate roundtable that would help us fund some of the things that government can't do. As I say, we've been able to identify some funds that are in the budget. Our fund balance, which is money that we've got, we'll have left over from the end of the fiscal year, will be used for some blight elimination. We've got some community development block grant monies that we've identified. What we think we really have to do is call on the average citizen in Jackson to take part in this. If you have some stuff in your own yard, we're going to ask you to deal with that and to participate by cleaning up your own place. But if there's somebody next door or two doors down that are struggling somehow, we're going to ask citizens to take it upon themselves to clean up their own neighborhoods, their own streets. And then, as I say, the corporate community with the corporate roundtable will be looking at some stuff along those lines. And then there's the federal government.
We got a couple of minutes left. Talk about your strategy to address the crime problem in the city. You talked about this a lot during the campaign trail.
Yeah, so last week we began, and I guess it's okay to mention it now because it's underway, but we started some crime sweeps, roadblocks, to get at some hotspot areas that we know there's a problem with criminality. Okay. And we made well over 200 gave out over 200 citations over a 4-day period. We made 25 or so arrests and you had some bad folks off the streets. We also were able to just send the word out, and social media picked up on it. Actually,
it becomes a deterrent.
JPD's out there, y'all be careful. Don't go over here. Don't go. So as long as when folks start talking like that, we think that that's a deterrent to criminal activity. So this is the start of, and we're going to be releasing the specific stats on those at the end of this week. Okay. But we're going to be doing those kinds of things on a regular basis, spontaneously, so folks can't predict when we're showing up, but to keep folks on their toes.
About 30 seconds left, Mayor. Beefing up the Jackson Police Department, it's been understaffed for a long time. We're going to be able to do that?
Well, there's an opportunity at the federal level. Okay. So we've got, in order to make sure that we're not supplanting we got to keep our numbers managed at about 265.
Okay.
And but we're going to try to get up to 300 and use federal government funding to be able to staff up a 3-year period.
Well, congratulations on being elected as the mayor. You know you got your hands full.
Congratulations and condolences.
Exactly. Mayor John Horhn of the capital city of Jackson, Mississippi, has been our guest. Appreciate it, Mayor.
Thank you, Gerard. Appreciate it. Always good to be here.
Yes, sir.